Why are there no startups solving real estate problems? Mike Allen says, as a veteran of the residential real estate search market, I can tell you that it is a complex business. While it is possible to get the listing data, the good stuff, not the free data feeds that are often out of date, the bigger issue is the limited business model options. Zillow and Trulia essentially are advertising models. While I am amazed that this is profitable, it obviously is. But it took a ton of VC money to get them there, and they ended up not innovating, much less disrupting, much. While people complain about NAR and the grip they have on the market, all valid, this is not the real problem. The real challenge is overcoming the human psyche when it comes to making a large decision. While good data and pretty graphs is enough for some home buyers, sellers, when push comes to shove, most people want a realtor to help them. The anxiety of, could I have done better on that sale, purchase, is simply too much for most to bear. Because of this, your monetization options are limited. And limited monetization options leads to limited innovation. David Carlos Franklin says, I would argue that there are many startups that are focused on the real estate space and the problems that are inherent in the industry. However, the nature of your question begs this question: why does it appear that there are no startups solving real estate problems in a way that is modern, beautiful, and elegant? I think that the answer to that is one of observational bias. The websites that you have easy access to, and I'm not sure what those sites are most likely sites that have been around for a while and have some type of significant traction. Therefore, by definition, they are not the websites of startups. You would have to actively be looking for up-and-coming websites using a service like Product Hunt to even know that they exist. And many, ours included, don't appear on Product Hunt because they are not directly accessible by consumers. Another question then comes to mind: why have real estate startups collectively struggled to gain traction and therefore been ineffective at changing the industry as a whole? The answer to that question is what most of the other authors have written about. I'll reiterate what I believe the most important answers to that question are in the space that I'm most familiar with: residential property management. Property management is a business of razor-thin margins. Therefore, there is no budget to devote to the implementation of modern technology. In addition to lack of budget for technology, there is a huge incentive to try and keep doing everything exactly the same way it has always been done because change costs money. The only way that property management firms have been able to compete has been on price, and there's only so low that you can go. Property management is traditionally a generational business, handed down from, usually, father to son for 100 years. They have been doing things the same way since the beginning of time and are quite set in their ways. It's not all gloom and doom, however. There are many of us who are working on bypassing all of these obstacles and looking into the use of innovative business models as well as the integration of modern technology to solve significant problems and ultimately create a better experience for the millions of people who live in apartments and other multifamily managed communities. Christopher Hill says, historically I'd argue that the real estate industry has been a slow adopter of technology, but it depends heavily on which issue you are referring to. Real estate is highly localized, highly fragmented with strong differences between the various aspects: residential versus commercial, buying versus leasing, institutional versus mom and pop ownership. However, that being said, there are several firms out there such as 42 Floors that are tackling issues in specific areas of the space. Firms like Zillow and Trulia have also made a significant impact in the industry. There are absolutely areas that can be improved, but which facet are you referring to? Thanks for watching our video on, why are there no startups solving real estate problems?